have discussed about the unit number 2, coordination compound. Now this is our unit number 3, interesting, important from the point of exam as well as our branch chemical engineering in industry, surface chemistry. So now let's start first. Why to study one new branch of chemistry called surface chemistry? Now the title of the lesson is to indicate something related with the surface. Means some phenomena will be there which is based on the surface, which is because of the surface. So we are supposed to discuss that phenomena which is purely related with the surface. Now surface chemistry, in this we are going to discuss these two important phenomena. One is adsorption and second is called catalysis. These are the two very important phenomena which are called as a surface phenomena. If somebody want to tell okay, why shall I study adsorption or why shall I study catalysis, when somebody say adsorption, when somebody say catalysis, means they are nothing but the part of the surface chemistry. They are purely surface phenomena. अब हमको adsorption क्यों पढ़ना है, surface chemistry क्यों पढ़ना है? See, you can see something written on the board. आप बोर्ड पे लिखा हुआ दिख रहा है ना? Means the particles of the chalks are lying on the surface of the board. It is only because of adsorption. आपको बोर्ड पे कुछ लिखा हुआ दिख रहा है, इसके पीछे adsorption की वजह है, या adsorption की कारण है कि आप देख रहे हैं, या वो पार्टिकल आपको बोर्ड के ऊपर दिख रहा है, ये something which is written on the board. You can visualize, you can see. It is only because of adsorption. हमारे घर में जो एक्वागार्ड होता है, वाटर प्यूरिफायर होता है, how that water is purified? It is only because of a phenomenon of adsorption. हमारे इंडस्ट्री में 60% of chemical industry, they manufacture different types of chemical by using catalysis. And when some industry use catalyst for preparing some important industrial compound, means they are using this phenomenon, adsorption. Means using catalyst, means using adsorption, means using surface phenomena, means surface chemistry. So they are both related with each other. So do remember, I told you 60% industry use catalyst. Catalyst means surface phenomena. Catalyst means adsorption. Without adsorption, without surface phenomena, catalyst is helpless to synthesize, to prepare any industrially important compound. तो अगर वो catalyst का काम कर रहा है, उसके पीछे adsorption है, उसके पीछे surface phenomena है, surface chemistry है. So please do remember, and therefore it is very essential to study the phenomena, to study the lesson called surface chemistry. अब चलिए surface chemistry पढ़ना है, तो जैसे कि आपने कहा पहले आपको adsorption पढ़ना है. तो पहले हम ये देखेंगे कि एक चीज है adsorption है और दूसरी चीज है absorption. ये दो चीजें हैं. ठीक, कितना छोटा सा डिफरेंस है. इधर डी है, उसका हेड लेफ्ट में, बाकी की सभी चीज सेम है. ये बी है, उसका हेड राइट में, बाकी सब चीज सेम है. डी और बी का फर्क है, एडी एंड एबी. लेकिन इतना ही डिफरेंस नहीं है, स्पेलिंग का ही डिफरेंस नहीं है. ए लार्ज डिफरेंस इज देयर बिटवीन दिस टू इंपॉर्टेंट फिनोमेना. कि क्या डिफरेंस है बिटवीन एब्जॉर्प्शन एंड एब्जॉर्प्शन? जब तक ये दोनों का कंपैरिजन नहीं चलेगा, एब्जॉर्प्शन यू विल नॉट एंजॉय. तो चलिए ये दोनों के बीच में क्या डिफरेंस है, एंड दैट डिफरेंस मेक दिस टू फिनोमेना कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ईच अदर. तो सबसे पहला हमारे जो एब्जॉर्प्शन है, ये सरफेस फिनोमेना. ये सरफेस फिनोमेना, ये सरफेस पे होने वाली चीज है. You can see the dust is lying on the surface of the board, dust is lying on the surface of the table, dust is lying on the surface of the tiles or floor. These are all adsorption. ये adsorption है, surface के ऊपर है. If I dip my hand in the water, you can see the water is lying on the surface of my skin. Adsorption. If I put a charcoal into acetic acid, the charcoal will absorb acetic acid. अगर आपके खाने में, आपकी ग्रेवी में बहुत सारा नमक हो गया, ज्यादा एक्सेस ऑफ सॉल्ट हो गया, द फूड इज सो सॉल्टी, तो हाउ टू रिमूव द सॉल्ट, एक्सेस ऑफ सॉल्ट? पुट चारकोल इन इट. उसमें थोड़ा कोयला डाल दीजिए. You know what will happen? That coal will absorb that excess of salt. अब देखिए, अब नाउ यू कैन टेक द टेस्ट ऑफ दैट ग्रेवी. नाउ यू विल सी द कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ द सॉल्ट हैज रिड्यूस्ड. वेयर दैट एक्सेस ऑफ सॉल्ट हैज गॉन, इट हैज गॉन ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ चारकोल, मतलब एब्जॉर्प्शन. तो बहुत फिनोमेना है हमारे लाइफ में, डे टू डे लाइफ में, थ्रू आउट आवर डे, थ्रू आउट मतलब मॉर्निंग इवनिंग वी आर कमिंग अक्रॉस दिस फिनोमेना विच इज सरफेस फिनोमेना. Similarly, this phenomena, absorption, is a bulk phenomena. ये bulk phenomena मतलब inside वाला है. आप जानते हैं स्पंज लिया, स्पंज पानी में डाला, the sponge will absorb, not adsorb. Similarly, you can take the chalk and dip in the ink. The chalk will absorb that ink. You take a cotton cloth, dip in the water. The cotton cloth will absorb that water. These are all कैपिलरीज एक्शन. तो अगर आप देखेंगे एब्जॉर्प्शन की तारीफ सरफेस फिनोमेना, मतलब व्हाट हैपन, वन सब्सटेंस गेट कलेक्ट ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ अदर, on the surface of other. When one substance get collect on the surface of other, we call this phenomenon of absorption. जब वो एक सब्सटेंस दूसरे सब्सटेंस के ऊपर सरफेस पे जा रहा है, इसका मतलब सरफेस फिनोमेना. लेकिन यहां पर ऐसा नहीं है. वन सब्सटेंस डज नॉट गेट कलेक्ट, वन सब्सटेंस एंटर inside the other substance. See, the ink has entered inside the chalk. The water has entered inside the sponge. तो वाटर एक सब्सटेंस है, स्पंज एक सब्सटेंस है, इंक एक सब्सटेंस है, चॉक एक सब्सटेंस. तो एक सब्सटेंस दूसरे सब्सटेंस के अंदर जा रहा है. अंदर जाने के बाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड यूनिफॉर्मली थ्रू आउट. दैट फिनोमेना इज कॉल्ड एज ए absorption. And this bulk phenomena inside, इसलिए इसको surface phenomena कहते हैं, इसको bulk phenomena. Surface phenomena क्यों? Because one substance get collect, the chalk particle get collect on the surface of the board, and here one substance enter inside the other. So this is second point. Third important difference between absorption is, here it is exothermic. Whenever one substance get collect on the surface of the other, always release of heat, energy is released. बराबर, एनर्जी रिलीज मतलब एक्सोथर्मिक. जबकि हमारा ये जो है एब्जॉर्प्शन है, इट इज नाइदर एक्सोथर्मिक नॉर एंडोथर्मिक. ना हीट रिलीज होती है, ना हीट एब्जॉर्ब होती है. एब्जॉर्प्शन, आप अगर चॉक लिया या अगर आपने स्पंज लिया, पानी में डाला तो बहुत हीट इवॉल्व हुई या हीट एब्जॉर्ब हुई, नहीं, नथिंग लाइक दैट. एब्जॉर्प्शन नाइदर एक्सो नॉर एंडो. डेल्टा इज पॉजिटिव भी नहीं, डेल्टा इज नेगेटिव भी नहीं. यहाँ पे डेल्टा इज नेगेटिव, एक्सोथर्मिक है, हमेशा नेगेटिव, याद रखना. एब्जॉर्प्शन इज ऑलवेज एक्सोथर्मिक. अब एक्सोथर्मिक है तो कितनी हीट रिलीज होती है? बहुत ज्यादा नहीं, इट्स नॉट लार्ज अमाउंट, ठीक है, बट इट रिलीज होती है. फोर्थ पॉइंट, एब्जॉर्प्शन डिपेंड्स अपॉन टेम्परेचर एंड प्रेशर. सिंस इट इज एक्सोथर्मिक, it depends upon temperature and pressure. Absorption depends upon temperature and pressure. While it does not, it is neither exo nor endo, मतलब it is independent of temperature and pressure. Now आप अगर बॉइल वाटर में डालो स्पंज को तभी एब्जॉर्ब करेगा, ठंडे पानी में डालो तभी एब्जॉर्ब करेगा. या बॉइल वाटर में डाला बहुत ज्यादा एब्जॉर्ब हुआ, ऐसा नहीं. ठंडे पानी में डाला बहुत कम, ऐसा नहीं. Absorption does not depend whether temperature is high or temperature is low, pressure is high or pressure low, because this bulk phenomena inside phenomena. तो जबकि ये डिपेंड करता है, क्योंकि एक्सोथर्मिक है. जो एक्सोथर्मिक होती है वो टेम्परेचर प्रेशर डिपेंडेंट होती है, इसलिए ये डिपेंड होता है टेम्परेचर प्रेशर पे. पांचवा हमारा पॉइंट, एब्जॉर्प्शन डिपेंड्स अपॉन सरफेस एरिया ऑफ एब्जॉर्बर. हमारा जो एब्जॉर्प्शन है वो सरफेस एरिया ऑफ एब्जॉर्बेंट पे डिपेंड करता है. सरफेस एरिया ज्यादा होगा तो ज्यादा एब्जॉर्प्शन होगा, सरफेस एरिया कम होगा तो कम एब्जॉर्प्शन होगा. जबकि हमारा जो एब्जॉर्प्शन है डिपेंड्स अपॉन पोरस नेचर ऑफ एब्जॉर्बर. हाउ मेनी पोर्स आर देयर? अगर आपके एब्जॉर्बेंट में पोर्स है, बहुत सारे होल्स है, बहुत सारे सुराख है, तो बहुत सारा वाटर अंदर जाएगा. अगर पोरोसिटी कम है, होल्स कम है, तो पेनिट्रेशन कम होगा, एब्जॉर्प्शन कम होगा. मतलब एब्जॉर्प्शन सरफेस पे नहीं, पोरस नेचर पे डिपेंड करता है. जितने पोर्स ज्यादा होंगे, जितने पोर्स ज्यादा होंगे उतना एब्जॉर्प्शन ज्यादा होगा. तो एब्जॉर्प्शन डिपेंड्स अपॉन पोरस नेचर ऑफ एब्जॉर्बेंट, व्हाइल एब्जॉर्प्शन डिपेंड्स अपॉन सरफेस एरिया ऑफ एब्जॉर्बेंट. बराबर. तो अब यहाँ पर हमने 5 पॉइंट है. एक एग्जांपल आप देख सकते हैं कि एब्जॉर्प्शन का समय बेहतर एग्जांपल चारकोल प्लस एसिटिक एसिड इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शन. निकल एंड हाइड्रोजन गैस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शन. और अगर आपको एब्जॉर्प्शन का एग्जांपल लेना है, स्पंज प्लस वाटर, इंक प्लस चॉक, कॉटन क्लॉथ प्लस वाटर, दीज आर ऑल नथिंग बट एन एग्जांपल ऑफ एब्जॉर्प्शन. तो वी आर नॉट सपोज टू डिस्कस एब्जॉर्प्शन. हमको एब्जॉर्प्शन नहीं पढ़ना है, लेकिन सिर्फ कंपैरिजन पूरा देखना है कि क्या फर्क है दोनों में क्या फर्क है. बराबर. तो दोनों में स्पेलिंग का थोड़ा सी फर्क है, लेकिन अगर बाकी के जो डिफरेंशिएशन पॉइंट है एक ह्यूज डिफरेंसेस है. तो इसलिए याद रखिए व्हाट इज एब्जॉर्प्शन एंड व्हाट इज एब्जॉर्प्शन. तो ठीक है, लेकिन हमको सिर्फ और सिर्फ एब्जॉर्प्शन पढ़ना है, क्योंकि हमारा टाइटल ऑफ द लेसन है सरफेस केमिस्ट्री, मतलब जो सरफेस पे होने वाली चीज. बराबर. तो इसलिए सरफेस पे जो होने वाली चीज है वो एब्जॉर्प्शन है. अब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एब्जॉर्प्शन कल किसने पूछा, व्हाट इज एब्जॉर्प्शन, या गिव एन एग्जांपल ऑफ सरफेस फिनोमेना या सरफेस केमिस्ट्री, तो लगा आप एब्जॉर्प्शन बोल सकते हैं. लेकिन सिर्फ एब्जॉर्प्शन बोल के रुको मत, उसके आगे वो 5-6 पॉइंट बताओ. क्या एब्जॉर्प्शन इज सरफेस फिनोमेना. एब्जॉर्प्शन मतलब कलेक्शन ऑफ वन सब्सटेंस ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ अदर. इट इज एक्सोथर्मिक, डिपेंड्स अपॉन टेम्परेचर, प्रेशर. बराबर. देन इट इज डिपेंड्स अपॉन पोरस नेचर, इट इज डिपेंड्स अपॉन सरफेस एरिया एक्सेट्रा. देन एग्जांपल, ये सारी चीजें आप डालेंगे तो एब्जॉर्प्शन का एक कंप्लीट मीनिंग्स बाहर निकलेगा. बराबर. ये हो गया हमारा एब्जॉर्प्शन. अब उसके बाद याद रखिए, हमारे पास जब भी किसी को एब्जॉर्प्शन करना है, जब भी किसी को एब्जॉर्प्शन का फिनोमेना इस्तेमाल करना है, उसको 2 चीजें लगेगी. अगर दोनों में से एक भी चीज नहीं रहेगी, जिंदगी भर एब्जॉर्प्शन नहीं होगा. तो वो 2 कौन सी चीजें, एक है एब्जॉर्बेंट और एक है एब्जॉर्बेट. These 2 things are required for the phenomena of absorption. Adsorbent and adsorbate. Look at here. Now what is adsorbent? ये देखिए, ये एक मैंने ब्लॉक लगाया है, निकेल का मेटल है. ये सपोज देख से ये निकेल मेटल है, निकेल मेटल है. और उस निकेल मेटल के ऊपर देखो हाइड्रोजन गैस है. द हाइड्रोजन गैस इज सिटिंग ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ निकेल मेटल. तो ये निकेल मेटल जो है वो एब्जॉर्बेंट है, और जो हाइड्रोजन गैस जो है वो एब्जॉर्बेट है. एब्जॉर्बेट. तो व्हाट इज एब्जॉर्बेंट? द सब्सटेंस on whose surface other substance get collected. ये आपका बोर्ड है, ये बोर्ड एब्जॉर्बेंट है, क्योंकि बोर्ड के सरफेस के ऊपर चॉक के पार्टिकल बैठे. तो सरफेस ऑफ द बोर्ड इज एब्जॉर्बेंट. तो मतलब when so the substance on whose surface other substance get collected, that is absorbed, and which get absorbed. आपका ये एब्जॉर्ब है, जो एब्जॉर्ब हुआ है उसको एब्जॉर्बेट कहते हैं, और जिसके ऊपर एब्जॉर्बेंट हुआ है, जिसके ऊपर एब्जॉर्प्शन हुआ है उसको कहते हैं एब्जॉर्बेंट. जैसे चारकोल प्लस एसिटिक एसिड, अगर आपने चारकोल लिया, चारकोल प्लस एसिटिक एसिड, तो जाहिर है चारकोल आपका एब्जॉर्बेंट है, क्योंकि इसके ऊपर एसिटिक एसिड जाके मिलेगा. जिसके ऊपर एब्जॉर्प्शन होगा वो एब्जॉर्बेंट होगा, और जो जाके बैठेगा वो एब्जॉर्बेंट है. तो चारकोल इज एब्जॉर्बेंट एंड एसिटिक एसिड इज एब्जॉर्बेट. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर जब तक एब्जॉर्बेंट और एब्जॉर्बेट नहीं है, आप लाइफ टाइम में एब्जॉर्प्शन नहीं कर सकते. ये दोनों जब साथ में आएंगे तो एब्जॉर्प्शन होगा, सरफेस फिनोमेना होगा, और आगे की सारी बातें होगी. तो अगले लेक्चर में हम जब वापस मिलेंगे इसकी और डिटेल्स देखेंगे. टाइप्स ऑफ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एब्जॉर्प्शन एंड एब्जॉर्प्शन. And similarly, we have completed about the thing which is required for absorption, that is called adsorbent and adsorbate. We have seen that without these two, adsorbent and adsorbate, it is not possible to have the phenomena of adsorption. Different examples of adsorbent and adsorbate we have seen. Now after that, we have seen adsorbent can be solid, adsorbent can be liquid, but adsorbent can't be a gas. There are different type, different things, different reasons we have seen also. Now let's see what are the different types of adsorption. So our next point is types of adsorption. Adsorptions are classified into how many types? And what is the basis of adsorption? Classification of adsorption. So remember, adsorptions are classified into two types, and that classification is done on the basis of the type of forces. The type of forces, the nature of the force which is responsible for holding the adsorbate on the surface of adsorbent. What is the type of force? What is the nature of the force which is responsible for holding adsorbate on the surface of adsorbent? So based on the type of the forces, adsorption is classified into two types. One is called physical adsorption and second is called chemical adsorption. Physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. Sometimes it is also called as physisorption. You can also call it physisorption, and that is called chemisorption. Chemisorption. These are the two main types of adsorption and classified on the basis of the nature of the force holding the adsorbate on the surface of adsorbent. Let's see what type of forces are there. What are the differentiation points between these two major types of adsorption? Number one, if suppose I want to say physical adsorption, then what is meant by physical adsorption? So to understand this, now let's have, this is an adsorbent. This is my adsorbent, and these are the molecules which are there on the surface of adsorbent, that is called adsorbate. Look at here, these are adsorbate and these are adsorbent. Now between adsorbent, these are the adsorbent atoms, these are the atoms of adsorbent, and these are the molecules or atoms of adsorbate. So if there is a force, force, physical force, van der Waals force, which is the weakest force. If there is a force is there between the molecules of adsorbate and adsorbent, that type of adsorption is called physical adsorption. Force, weak force. See the chalk particles, that is adsorbate, held on the surface of the particles of the board, that is adsorbent. Which force is there between the particles of the chalk and the particles of the board, that is adsorbent? That is physical force is there, van der Waals force is there. Means physical adsorption is there. But if suppose there is a chemical bond is there, chemical bond. If there is a chemical bond, yeah, you can say chemical force is there, which is strong force between the molecules of adsorbate and the molecules of adsorbent, then it is called chemical adsorption. Means we come to know on the basis of force and bond, whether it is a force or there is a bond. If there is a force, physical. If there is a chemical bond, then chemical adsorption means force and bonds. These are the basis of classification of adsorption. So I can say if there is a force, van der Waals force, weakest force, then called physical adsorption. And if there is a chemical bond is there, between the molecules of adsorbent and adsorbate, then we can call it as a chemical adsorption, chemisorption. That is point number one. Second important point, just see, because of this force and bond, different differentiation points are arising. Different points then come because of this force and chemical bond. Let's see what are the other points. The physical adsorption is having low heat of adsorption. As I said, adsorption is exothermic. Whether it is physical adsorption, whether it is chemical adsorption, heat is always evolved. But amount of heat evolved in case of physical adsorption is less. So that's why I call low heat of adsorption, because there is a weak force there. The strength of the force between adsorbent and adsorbent will decide the amount of energy released during adsorption. Since the strength of the force is weak, less, so less heat is evolved. Therefore, in physical adsorption, less amount of heat means low heat of adsorption. Here it is a high heat of adsorption. High heat of adsorption, because the bond is formed between adsorbate and strong. Adsorbate is strong bond is there. And more strong bond means more evolution of energy, and therefore high heat of adsorption. So on the basis of the amount of heat evolved evolve. In both the case, you can classify, yes, this is physical because low heat, this is chemical because it is high rate of absorption. Third point is, physical absorption is reversible. It is reversible, means absorption, desorption can take place so many times. The absorbed material can be deabsorbed. So absorbed material can be deabsorbed. So deabsorbed material can be again absorbed. So like this way, this process is reversible, physical absorption is reversible, while in case of chemical absorption, once chemical bond is formed, permanent bond is formed, then once it is formed, then it cannot detach, so it means that it is irreversible. It is irreversible. It cannot be broken. If it is broken, then further absorption will not take place. Now, so I mean to say this is reversible and this is irreversible. Fourth important difference is here it is having here adsorbed layer is several molecule thick. This is most important. If you see here, this is your adsorbent, this one layer, first layer of adsorbent, second layer of adsorbent, third layer, so many layers, so many thickness is there. The adsorbed layer is several molecular thick because there is a van der Waals force in there. Here there is a van der Waals force, here there is a van der Waals force, here there is a van der Waals force, which is weakest force. So in case of physical absorption, the adsorbed layer is several molecular thick. But in case of chemical absorption, the adsorbed layer is only adsorbed layer is unimolecular thick. Only single layer is there. If there is one more layer is there, then it is not because of chemical, it is because of physical absorption. But the first layer which is there, that is always chemical. Then second, third, fourth layer, that is not because of chemical, because the electrons are used up. Because to form a bond, you need an electron. So electrons are already used up in the formation of first layer. If second layer is there, third layer is there, but that is not because of chemical, that is because of physical. So chemical absorption means it is adsorbed layer is unimolecular thick. Here multi-layer thick is there. So this is most important difference. Now let's see some more interesting difference between physical and chemical. That is first, it is not specific. It is not specific. Right? A nickel can absorb hydrogen gas. A nickel can absorb oxygen gas. A nickel can absorb fluoric gas. Means a nickel can absorb any gas because weak force is there. So it is not specific. A charcoal can absorb salt. A charcoal absorb acetic acid. A charcoal can absorb anything because weak force is there. So therefore, physical absorption is not specific. While it is specific, it is very specific because a bond cannot be formed between any atom. It is specific. It is specific. A bond can be formed only with the certain atom only, with the certain molecules only. Right? So a particular adsorbent will form a bond with a particular substrate only, with a particular adsorbate only. So chemical absorption is highly specific, is very specific, while it is not specific. An adsorbent can absorb anything. Here adsorbent is very selective. Right? So therefore it is very specific. And the last point which I will give here, 6th point, here low activation energy. Low activation energy AEA, because weak force is there. So the amount of energy which is released, amount of energy which is required for absorption is very less. And here high activation energy. High activation energy. Here PA is high because there is a formation of chemical bond. A large amount of heat is evolved, and therefore in case of chemical absorption, high activation energy. So these are some important difference between physical and chemical absorption. If you want some examples of physical absorption, we have a lot of examples are there. Right? So physical absorption means you can take nickel and hydrogen gas, you can take acetic acid plus charcoal. These are all physical absorption. Similarly, if you want chemical absorption, a tungsten filament is there, and in the tungsten filament the oxygen get absorbed on the tungsten filament. So that tungsten filament on which oxygen is absorbed, that is absorbed by means of chemical force, by means of chemical bond. So these are nothing but the important difference between the two main types of absorption, that is physical and chemical, and that is classified on the basis of force and bond. If there is a force, physical. If there is a chemical bond, then you can call it is chemical absorption. So only force and bond then gives further differentiation point between the two types of absorption. So do remember physical and chemical. After next, now let's see the next part is factors affecting absorption. What are the factors are there on which the rate and extent of absorption depends? Right? How many factors are there? So there are so many factors are there. Around 6 to 7 factors are there on which the rate and extent of absorption depends. And the factors is varying according to the types, physical and chemical. So let's see first common factor. The very first factor on which the absorption depends is temperature. The very first factor on which both physical and chemical absorption depend, that is temperature. Now as absorption is exothermic, and we know according to Lee-Chatelier principle, all exothermic process takes place based at low temperature. So suppose now this is my absorbent effect, this is my absorbent, and these are adsorbent. These are adsorbent. Suppose there are 3 layers of adsorbent effect, 3 layers of adsorbent, and that too at 25 degrees centigrade. When the temperature was 25 degrees centigrade, there were 3 layers of adsorbate on the surface of adsorbent. Now let's increase from 25 to 35 degrees centigrade. What will happen to the amount of adsorbate on the surface of adsorbent? Will the number of layers increase or the number of layers decrease? Or amount of adsorbate increase or amount of adsorbate decrease? Remember, if it is physical absorption, physical, as we know there is a weak force is there between the molecules of adsorbent and adsorbate, weak force. So increase in temperature, what will happen? One by one each layer will start decreasing, will start removing, deadsorption start. So 25 degrees centigrade, there was 3 layers was there. Increase in temperature, 1 layer can decrease because the force get broken down. That adsorbate start leaving the surface of adsorbent. So adsorption goes on decreasing. If you further increase, again you can see the layers of adsorbate goes on decreasing. Now single layer is there. Means that if you increase the temperature, increase in temperature decreases adsorption. See, adsorption continuously decreases. Low temperature, high adsorption. Right? Increase in temperature, adsorption decrease means I can say mathematically adsorption is inversely proportional to temperature. Increase in temperature decreases the adsorption. So if you want to have good adsorption, very high amount of adsorbate on the surface of adsorbent, then keep the temperature low. Right? For physical adsorption. If you want to see graphically, how graphically you can explain the effect of temperature, to plot a graph. Temperature versus amount adsorbed. Temperature versus amount adsorbed. Look at here, this is the nature of the graph. See? With the increase in temperature, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60, you can see the amount of adsorbate continuously decreases. See? I just made it now, I will just write here, I will just change the coordinate, amount adsorbed versus temperature. Here I will write temperature. If you increase the temperature 5, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, you can see amount continuously goes on decreasing. At low temperature, maximum amount of adsorbent. Now, as the temperature increases, amount of adsorbents continuously decreases. This is exponential decay. Exponential decrease there. This increase, other will decrease. This is happen in case of physical absorption. But in case of chemical absorption, if you plot a graph, in case of chemical absorption, amount amount absorbed versus temperature. The graph is not exponential. The increased temperature increases the absorption, reaches to maximum. Further increase in temperature decreases the absorption. See, increase in temperature increases the absorption because you need energy in the beginning to break old bond and form new bond. Reaches to maximum. If you further increase the temperature, then the bond starts breaking. Dissociation will start. Desorption will take place, and you can see the amount of adsorbate goes on decreasing. So means in both the case there is a different effect of temperature. Here inverse is there. Adsorption is inversely proportional to temperature. Here adsorption increase. First increase with increase in temperature. Up to certain temperature directly proportional. But up to certain temperature. Up to certain temperature. But after that, adsorption inversely proportional to temperature at high temperature. If you increase the temperature, adsorption continuously goes on decreasing. This is the effect of temperature on chemical adsorption, effect of temperature on physical adsorption. In physical adsorption, inverse. At any rate, inverse, increase, decrease. In case of chemical, first up to certain temperature, increase. Beyond that temperature, adsorption starts decreasing. So do remember, because the bond break when you increase the temperature, and adsorbate starts decreasing from the surface of adsorbent. This is effect of temperature on the adsorption, physical as well as chemical adsorption. Okay. So in the next lecture we will see further.